Will Biden's tax proposal kill cryptocurrency? I think the answer is probably yes, actually, if this ever gets passed. And it probably won't get passed, but let's dive into this. So I was looking at Biden's, Sniffy Joe's tax policy here. And of course, the left-wingers Coin Telegraph is probably a nothing burger. Capital gains tax proposal, probably nothing burger. All the left-wing people are saying it's nothing burger. But I said, let's actually dive into what Sniffy Joe's proposal is. All right, so this is on page 72. So we're going to show you this Sniffy Joe's proposal, the nothing burger that people are talking about, the left-wing people are talking about. Let's go here. General explanations of the admin's fiscal year 2025 revenue proposals. And you're going to see the Department of the Treasury, all right, the Treasury Department, how dare you? And that's Sniffy Janet Yellen, because she likes to sniff Joe Biden's butt because she's a butt sniffer, because whatever Biden says, she'll do. She's like, yeah, Biden, because these guys all suck, dude. They all do. Anyway, so here we got table of contents, revenue proposals, raise tax, increase, and we're going to get more of this, by the way. Raise tax, increase the tax, increase the tax, tax corporates, limit tax avoidance, limit losses, prevent basis shifting, all right, expand limitation of deductibility, all right, so just adopt the under-tax profits rule. So lots of stuff in here. Again, we'll get into it more. But then we're going to come down here to 75. Impose digital asset, right here, modify energy taxes, eliminate fossil fuel tax preferences. Okay, whatever. Then impose digital asset mining energy tax. So we're going to come down here. We're going to say page 80 because we have right here. Current law does not provide tax rules specifically addressing digital assets, with the exception of certain rules relating to broker reporting and reporting to cash transactions. However, Sniffy Joe says digital asset mining is a process for validating transactions among holders of digital assets to record or transfer crypto assets, essentially. They use high-powered computers to perform calculations to select the validator. The computational effort involved in mining can be substantial and can therefore require corresponding large amounts of energy. The increase in energy consumption attributed to the growth of digital asset mining has a negative environmental effect and can have environmental justice implications. Just these guys are so idiotic. Environmental justice! They are so in the freaking just identity politics. It's insane to me how far the left has just gone insane. It's crazy. I mean, literally, instead of just saying it has negative environmental or just negative effects on electricity generation because of the demand, the load, can have environmental justice implications as well as increased energy prices for those who share an electricity grid with digital asset miners. That's 100% right, Sniffy Joe. Just say it like that. The increase in energy consumption can have environmental impacts and increase energy prices for those who will share the electrical grid. Digital asset mining also creates uncertainty and risk to local utilities and communities as mining activity is highly variable and highly mobile. An excise tax on electricity usage by digital asset miners could reduce mining activity along with its associated environmental impacts. All right? So what's their proposal? Any firm using computing resources, whether owned by the firm or leased from others to mine digital assets, would be subject to an excise tax of 30% of the cost of the electricity used. Are you hearing that? Any firm would be subject to an excise tax up to 30% of the cost of the electricity used. Firms engaging in digital asset mining would be required to report the amount of type of electricity used as well as the value of that electricity. Firms that lease computational capacity will be required, so lots of requirement. Except as otherwise provided by the Secretary, the term digital asset means any digital representation of value which is recorded on a cryptocurrency. The proposal will be effective for taxable years beginning and at the end of this year. I mean, all right, so it's going to be phased in over 3 years. Let's just see how much electricity is used, by the way. How much energy does mining take? This is from 2022, I'm going to share with you. The Digiconomist Bitcoin Energy Consumption Index estimated that one Bitcoin, let's actually just read the article. This is from 2022. Bitcoin mining, how much electricity it takes and why people are worried. All right. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'll just go back for just a second. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So one Bitcoin transaction takes 1,449 kilowatt hours to complete, or the equivalent of approximately 50 days of power of electricity for the average U.S. household. 1,000, this is for one Bitcoin transaction. 1,449 kilowatt hours is consumed. The approximate electricity usage of 50 days for the average U.S. household. It consumes a ton of power to keep things running. A mining firm in China has a monthly electricity bill of more than $1 million as it mines 750 Bitcoins a month. 750 a month for $1 million. Not only do rigs take up power, they also generate heat. The more rigs you have, the hotter it gets. If you don't want your rigs to melt, you need some cooling, 100%. So the average kilowatt hour is close to 12 cents per kilowatt hour. That means that one Bitcoin transaction would generate approximately an energy bill of $173. Bitcoin mining uses about the same much of electricity, I hate when they mix energy and electricity. It's just electricity, not energy, of electricity as Argentina. And an annualized level of 131 terawatts, not gigawatts, terawatt hours, would be in the top 30 of countries based on energy consumption. Energy consumption for Bitcoin was at its, I just wish they'd say electricity, and nearly consuming more than 200 terawatt hours. Dude, I tell you, man, you think this is going to, all you crypto people out there, you think this is going to stand? You think the government isn't saying, we can't have this? You're consuming too much load, especially when we're trying to electrify everything from heat pumps to electric vehicles. We're electrifying everything. Never mind no natural gas stoves and all that stuff. We're going to electrify that. How do you think Bitcoin and these other cryptocurrencies are going to handle that? And I get it. They'll say, oh, but what they do? What's the one in Texas? There's a closed down coal company. I get it, 100%. I get it. They're not going to be anywhere near the demand on the load. Nowhere near it. And Biden, to his credit, says, we're going to have to tax you guys because you're taking off the grid what is needed for other people. You're using a significant amount of electricity for what exactly? To mine cryptocurrency, which is a what? Supposed to be a currency to compete with the fiat currency? Are you crazy? You think Sniffy Joe's the only guy that's going to do this? No, man. All these countries are going to do it. Rightly so. You can't, but we're paying excise tax already. You're not. Okay, keep thinking that. Anyway, much more to come on Sniffy Joe's proposal. I don't know. This won't go to law necessarily, but there will be a law to excise tax cryptocurrency. It's coming, and you better be prepared. God bless. Love your thoughts.